Hello, YouTube viewers. NFL Predictor 316 here, live at the ICT Sports Zone studio, along with.
WWE Wrestler Review 316 here.
Today we're going to do something different. We're doing a Thursday Night Live podcast report. Currently, the game is between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The 7-0 score is because the Falcons scored on their very first drive. It was a 3-minute drive with very few runs, a lot of passes, and it finished off with Matt Ryan going to Douglas Jr. for a very short touchdown. So it seems so far the Falcons are doing as I would think, going into the air and exploiting the horrible Bucs defense. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. Matt Ryan is definitely known for getting in the air pretty quick in the game, and we'll see how it goes, especially when they release that run probably mid-on in the game.
Yeah. I have the Falcons continuing with that for a score of 28-17. What would you think the score for that game would be with understanding?
Well, everything that I do know about the two teams, I would say that was a pretty fair estimate. I definitely see the Falcons coming on top in this one. Tampa Bay is definitely not a team that is ready to play a team that caliber. Honest to goodness, you're about right on that, on the scores there.
Usually division matchups are pretty tough, but the Buccaneers have a really, really suspect defense, and I expect Matt Ryan to be, smooth as that ice because they call him Matty Ice. Overall, the grade for the game will be a C+ because, I don't expect Matt Ryan to go on a super tear and throw for like 500 yards or nothing, but I do see it one-sided, and that's kind of why I'm not giving it a super high rating. But I do expect it to be a title of high-flying Falcons for that game.
I definitely agree with that notion.
Anyways, so with that being said, we're going to do a few games. Overall predictions for a few of these games coming up on Sunday. Started off with the San Diego Chargers doing a very early morning game, traveling out from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast to play the Buffalo Bills there in New York. It ain't going to be no snowy weather or nothing, but it's an early game. It's going to feel like 8 in the morning for their bodies when they're going to be out there for kickoff. Think that'll have any effect?
Absolutely not. I think the San Diego Chargers are coming off a hot game against the Seattle Seahawks. Personally, been to California myself. It gets pretty cold in the mornings, and I would imagine that they train for this kind of thing. The Buffalo Bills, the Chargers really surprised me, and I just don't see the Bills coming on top on that one.
However, though, I would say the Bills are 2-0 themselves and coming on a hot streak of their own. They lead their division. And usually the Patriots lead that division year after year, so maybe this could be a different year.
Pats with a bad game in Miami in the beginning, I don't know what to say about that either. Buffalo looking pretty sharp in the beginning. This has happened. It's only week 2. We're going on week 3 now.
So you don't see it as a trap game for the Chargers coming off that hard victory with the Seahawks?
No, not at all. I can... at bare minimum, Chargers will squeak by the field goal, but they'll definitely find a way to
So
win.
you think by a field goal? I have it at 30-24 for the Chargers. So with the divisional game, we got the Green Bay Packers traveling to play against Detroit Lions. What do you expect in that game?
Man, the Packers have really fell kind of hard over the last couple, haven't they? And
but they had to come back there late in the second game. They closed it out and got a victory.
Yeah, they've had it kind of rough. Detroit, on the other hand, is a team that can get hot, and I think if they can get hot early, get ahead by a touchdown, maybe a touchdown and a field goal, that maybe they can stay ahead in that game.
You think Matthew Stafford or the Calvin Johnson connection will exploit the secondary of the Green Bay Packers?
I think that'll definitely be a factor in that game.
We differ in opinion. I have Aaron Rodgers actually having a superb game here.
Like to see that.
It seems to be that he can hit any of his wide receivers at any time, but he seems to be hitting particular wide receivers at the opportune time. He can throw any of the throws needed by any quarterback standards. The quick out. He's got a very accurate arm, very quick arm. I think he's over Peyton Manning in the accuracy and overall quarterback mechanics and throwing department. So I see that with Green Bay having a actual run game. They have Eddie Lacy, who I believe will have another 1,000-yard year. I think he'll have a touchdown, then the play action will kick on. The Lions, their defensive line will be strong, but I don't see them having enough to get much of a factor on Aaron Rodgers. I have Packers winning 36-27. That one actually.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, like I said, if Detroit can get hot early, they can definitely stay on top of that one. I think it'll definitely come down.
Is that the two safeties are rookies for the Detroit Lions, and I think Rodgers will know what to do with that. I think they'll start with looking like they'll go deep, and then quick ends, and then later in the game they'll after that exploit those. Next game, we should do the Oakland Raiders East Coast game early on, I believe, against New England Patriots, who are like you said, got surprised there the first game, but then the second game they took care of business. Do you think New England will take care of business, or do you think trap game Oakland Raiders will finally pick up that W? What do you think?
In New England, I don't see Oakland doing anything in Oakland right now to try to give them a victory early. Oakland's struggling with the rookie quarterback. They're trying to get a lot of pieces and team together. It's not the time.
It does seem to be the only exciting factor that the Oakland Raiders really have at this. Get Matt Shaw, but seems to be injured, and now they're relying on the rookie. I believe they do have the. You remember?
No. Well, I can't think off the top of my head. So many names run through my head all day long. But
I agree, but he seems to be the only one that make any plays for him, and then he did in week 1 with that amazing grab. I can't think of his head either, but it seems that teams double team him, and they don't have much of any other pieces there in Oakland for them to exploit. He's not really Carr's not really a mobile quarterback. He won't beat you with his legs.
I mean,
he's just a pocket passer, and that playbook is. A lot of fans are saying they're playing conservative. A lot of runs up the middle. Jones-Drew is a small guy, and McFadden's injury prone. They don't seem to be calling the right plays. Very conservative. I know they have the rookie, but they need to just try to dig deep in the playbook. Do you think it's possible they can squeak out a sneak victory late against New England, or is it just going to be an onslaught?
New England will have to really come out and be trying to give the Oakland Raiders some points in this one to lose this game. It's just not. Again, like I said, Oakland is struggling with some rookie pieces. They're trying to get the whole team in play for the future.
Rebuild mode, I understand. Well, I got the Patriots winning at home 33-13. I'm not kind when it comes to a mediocre offense like that, in my opinion. I'll finish it off in this segment with the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl rematch of last season. I'll start this one off. What I've seen so far from the Denver Broncos is this. The first 2 games so far, the Broncos get the ball, it seems, and they immediately score a touchdown, go up 7-0, apply that pressure. They might have the defense motivated, fresh off the bench and ready to go, and they get that stop. They might go up 14-0, 10-0, but what I've noticed second, third quarter, they go to sleep. There's nothing coming from them. Peyton Manning's getting shut out. I'm seeing 3 and outs. I'm like, wow. There's not much of the Wes Welker factor. They have Emmanuel Sanders they just got from the Patriots. It doesn't seem like that same offense from last season. And that offense wasn't even effective against Seattle in the Super Bowl. So What I'm expecting from this game is Seattle also lost to the San Diego Chargers, who are an AFC West opponent. So I'm seeing that Seattle does not want to go back-to-back losses, which they have not done in many, many, many years. So that's also a factor. Denver's very good, but the defense still has its holes, and the Seahawks have some too, but not very much, and they seem to be a thorn on Peyton Manning, and I don't believe that Manning will be able to get any kind of revenge against that Super Bowl loss that he got. I have the Seahawks winning at home, where they've been undefeated the last 2 years, 38-24. What do you think on that game?
In all goodness, think about everything that's happened in the offseason with the Seahawks, the pieces that they've added to the team, where they've, last year, they were even in the league, obviously, won the Super Bowl. I think last week's game with the San Diego's, when it comes to the Seahawks, I believe they stumbled early, and Diego took advantage. I believe that the Seahawks come in fighting. They're gonna beat the Broncos, but the Broncos are not gonna let it be
that
easy.
12th man will be a factor.
It'll be a
They'll
big
be in Peyton's head, perhaps. Plus that defense secondary will just be. Plus Richard Scherzer, I think he'll be try to maybe even pick a Peyton game of the week, and it will be exciting. But the revenge on that.
No, not the overall win. It'll come with a touchdown.
I like a little bit of little event going on in the NFL in regards to all these players that are in these abuses, like Ray Rice,
Adrian Peterson
knocking out his fiance, and then Adrian Peterson beating his child, and now that running back from the Cardinals, Dwyer, hitting his girlfriend or whatever, and also the child as well, 2-1. It's like it's almost to be no lesson learned, and I'm wondering what's going to happen with the Adrian Peterson, because he's such a pivotal piece in the NFL. He's one of the marketable players, and whether the Vikings to have him be outlined, and that the child abuse one is way worse than Rice, and that he should be out all year too.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson's career in Minnesota is probably over. Just given the fact that anytime something like this happens with a player, when there's some kind of controversy, they tend to leave the team.
Just like the Vikings had a few years back with the punter who was very openly about the gay rights and things like that. And I believe he won a lawsuit last year, maybe this year, I'm not too sure, but it seems Vikings like to cut clear when there's any. It's Adrian Peterson. He is their vital piece, and he's a historical player.
He's excellent. I remember watching him at OU. I think the surge in these abuse cases, the Rice scandal, where just the NFL started probing into it, and then they found a few more incidences, and they're out in the next year. So,
and there seems to be some kind of controversy with the NFL every year, whether it be some kind of holdout union thing or some kind of team doing some kind of scandal to it, whether it be the New Orleans Saints doing that with their pay for performance deal, or the Spygate of the Patriots, or there's several examples of where teams seem to be finding the edge, but it seems players are either getting in trouble for the weed, performance enhancement, or doing an abuse and this and that. It's role models, athletes that image is everything.
Coming down your throat either, and they'll bet all day.
I want this to be a short segment because I don't be harping on, because it seems everybody's talking about it, but it is nice to have. And now I'd like to go and have a little talk about our channel, the ICT Sports Zone. We're gonna have videos like this about the NBA, the WWE wrestling, also other sports of hockey and baseball, things like that. It's not just singled out to certain sports. It's a sports zone. It's sports. So expect to see videos of all those sports. We'll release them when it's according to the right season.
Of course.
The WWE Wrestle Reviewer 316 here is very well attuned to the WWE as
That's
well
right.
as I am, but he has the videos. You can check out his channel as well. He'll tell you everything about the WWE. What's some of your favorite top 3 wrestlers would you say currently on the roster for the
Currently
WWE?
on the roster, man, I got to give it to
Whether they're pushed or not. Let me say one of your top 3.
Man, I gotta say, man, Bray Wyatt for sure. You know,
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. You know, I really enjoy watching him. Seth
He's
Rollins.
good on the mic, and Seth Rollins is very acrobatic and performs well with the
That's
moves.
right.
He can,
That's right.
Carry and lose and win a match very well, it seems.
And actually, believe it or not, man, I really get a kick out of watching R-Truth. I think he's a hell of a wrestler. He's got a
R-Truth.
unique style, you know, and he wrestles almost every Raw,
Yeah,
SmackDown, so it's good to watch him, you know.
yeah. I believe he fills in for that Kofi Kingston guy because he was that way, but something happened with him. You know, it seems that WWE's making some cuts and
Yeah.
having to go a certain direction. I don't know whether or not it'll be the right one, but I think that some injuries, some unfortunate events, things like that, definitely are hurting the WWE. They had a bad investment. I think overall that they will do well, and just like the NBA should be doing well. I'm excited for the baseball playoffs to be coming up here pretty soon.
Just got a quick
NFL's
question
going
for
on.
you, though. You
Yes.
know, who did you pick on the Atlanta Tampa Bay game?
Oh, I told you I had the Falcons winning that one.
Well, that was a good call.
28-17.
That was a good call. We're looking at 21-0 right now. Where we're sitting.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. So it's looking pretty, looking like it's going to be a blowout over there in
21-0. I've been sitting here in front of the camera and didn't even know. I might be short selling.
not even
I
second.
should have halftime scores.
Not even second quarter. This is like a 10th blowout of the year, I swear.
So, anyways, so be expecting some videos from us in the future. Check out our channel, and thank you for enjoying our video.
Click that subscribe button, leave comments. It's always appreciated.
NFL Predictor 316 out.